Hello, everyone. You're watching Voice News Network. My name is Pragya Devan, and today I'm joined by Dr. Prashant who's an emergency physician at William Osler Health System. In today's interview, we'll talk about the virtual urgent care services launched at William Osler. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, start with tell us a little about the virtual urgent care at William Osler. Who should use the service?
So thank you very much for having me. We recognized early on in the pandemic that patients who were needing emergency services were scared to come to the hospital in fear of catching COVID in the hospital, watching the news and being worried about the COVID cases and the very ill patients, especially in Peel region. We realized that early on. And so I want to start by saying, first of all, that throughout the pandemic, and now we're 18 months out, our hospitals are absolutely safe. And so if you have any emergency where you're worried about, let me start again for a sec. So if you are concerned about a life-threatening emergency, please do not hesitate to call 911 and to come to hospitals. We have amazing safety protocols in place, and we do not have patients catching COVID at the hospitals. That being said, there are a lot of patients who are able to get a hold of their family doctors. They're not sure if they should go to a walk-in clinic, our urgent care centers, or the emergency department. And for those patients, we have set up a virtual urgent care service where you can speak directly with an emergency physician from our staff at William Osler and get advice on whether you need to come into the hospital or whether this is something where we can give you a prescription, you can stay home. The advantage of this service over other services that are virtual, our virtual urgent care service is able to set that up just in the same way as if you came into the emergency department.
Yeah.
So we're able to expedite your care that way.
Mm-hmm. So what is the condition that you typically treat at the virtual urgent care center?
So the conditions that are most amenable to this type of service are patients who are feeling okay, but have a new fever. They're worried about COVID. They're not sure where they should get tested. New abdominal pain, that it's stable. They have an injury. They're not sure if they need an X-ray. They have a minor head injury. They're not sure if what to do, what the protocols are for concussion. So these are the types of conditions that are ideal. Also, we recognize that many patients, the emergency experience is a blur to them. So if you've been recently in one of our emergency departments and you have follow-up questions about your care, the tests that were done, what the next steps are, our physicians can access your emergency records and give you that advice.
And following up on that, are there any prerequisites or any conditions for which patients should go directly to an emergency department?
Yes, absolutely. So if you're having chest pain, shortness of breath that's severe, decreased your family member, you have decreased level of consciousness, you're worried about a stroke, absolutely do not hesitate to call 911 or come directly to the hospital. Those conditions cannot be well served or safely via virtual urgent care.
And let's talk more about this new system that is in place now. So how does this entire virtual urgent care service work? How can people get the appointments?
So every day we have appointments available from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. As the service and patient demand grows, we will increase the hours and increase the number of physicians on the service. It's 7 days a week, and you can go to our website, www.williamoslerhs.ca, and it's on the front page, and you click virtual urgent care. You will be required to answer some basic questions like your name, address, and your health card information, and then you're able to book an appointment that same day between 10 and 4.
So do patients need to call in specifically, or they just need a computer and they can do it virtually?
Yeah, so internet access is required to launch or to set up the appointment. So whether it's your phone, tablet, or PC. Once you have made the appointment, however, the appointment can be done via Zoom or it can be done via phone call.
And there's another question that our viewers would be interested in. How long does it take to take an appointment?
Well, so we have appointments every 15 minutes. And so typically if you call in, if you set up in the morning at 8 a.m., you can get an appointment that same morning.
Okay. And who provides care during a virtual care visit? Because I'm sure this would be something new for most of the patients. Who provides the care?
So it's only emergency physicians who also work in the departments at William Osler. So they're aware of all the services available in the hospital, and they have access to all the same tests and services that you would if you made an in-person visit. And they're trained emergency physicians who can recognize which patients need in-person care versus which patients are safe to stay at home.
All right. And if during the virtual urgent care appointment, if the patient is told that they need X-rays or any kind of test, so will they be able to arrange that during the appointment?
Yes. So the way it works is if you make an appointment through the virtual urgent care, we will arrange X-rays. You can just walk into whichever site of ours is closest to you, Etobicoke General, Brampton Civic, and then Peel Memorial Hospital, which is to be reopened this winter. CTs and ultrasounds we book for the same day, and you will get a call for your appointment that same day.
Okay. And before I wrap up, my final question would be like, what if patients need an interpreter? So,
Yeah.
is there any service for that?
Yeah, absolutely. And so our physician group is quite diverse, like the population we serve. And so many of our physicians speak multiple languages. But when we don't speak the language that the patient speaks, we have access to a real-time language line interpreter for over 100 languages. And these are trained interpreters that help the patient in real time during their interview. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Prashant, for your valuable time. I'm sure this virtual urgent care option will definitely help people in the community to get themselves checked without having to come to the hospital. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching. This is Pragya Devan for VNN.